Welcome to Hustles to Heroes podcast. Today is our very first episode with our real estate king, Tyron Ash.
We did well over £1 million in revenue last month. Taxes in the UK are the biggest scam I have ever seen. A lot of developers taking crypto as payment. We've sold a couple to crypto millionaires.
He is well known for his Channel 4 show, Mega Mansion Hunters. He is renowned for the unorthodox approach.
I can sniff out somebody who's going to be a waste of time within a couple of days.
Well, that's how you have to be, because it can poison the whole team.
I've said in seminars with my entire business, if you all revolted and left now, the business will still turn over £1 million because I'll do it myself.
He is no nonsense, and he has accelerated in his sales and his business development in Dubai.
The trajectory of Dubai is a world economy. Don't ever tell me what my limitations are. It's not like I'm some random guy that is telling you how to do something and I haven't done it myself.
Stay tuned and watch. I have you, Tyron Ash, the one and only real estate king from the UK and now in the international seas of Dubai. Plus, you were the first estate agents to actually use social media to market high-end houses, luxury houses, and also been on Channel 4, Mega Mansions Hunters. Congratulations, that was great. I did see that as well, it was pretty good. So so my question is, what is your thoughts in Rightmove? Because they should be scared of you because of social media. Not many people are using Rightmove anymore. So what is your opinions of Rightmove in the next 2 to 5 years?
I think Rightmove and of course in Dubai it's Property Finder or Bayou. They do serve their purposes because they're adapting quite a lot. So what you'll find is they're starting to integrate AI. They're starting to do marketing campaigns in a similar fashion that you would on social media. And also the one difference is that you will get a broader audience with social media, which will of course sell property and it will market the property, it will market the agent, it will market the business. But from a dialed in specific buyer, what you'll find is that the property portals will always have their purpose, because if you've got somebody who's specifically wanting like a 4-bed or a 5-bed house in a specific area, they can lock that in on a search, click through what they want, and that will come through to the agent. Whereas until social media adapts the specifics, which I don't think it will always have a purpose, and it will just become digitally more versatile to adapt, basically. But social media is for me, it's like a separate quality. It's a separate value that it brings, because first of all, you're going to hit that bigger audience. You're going to make the property go viral. It's also very, very good from an agent's perspective because you're marketing yourself. You can't market yourself on Rightmove or Zoopla or Property Finder. You can show up in a search, but you can't actually do content to attract sellers and attract buyers and all that sort of stuff. So that's where the real benefit is for social media, in my opinion.
Yeah, so you also do, I believe that you do 10 pieces of social media content for each property for your high-end luxury property.
I think it all depends on sort of how much marketing they want to invest in with the listing.
Right.
So
Okay.
for me, certainly it can be up to 10 pieces, because when you start breaking down different forms of short, medium and long form content, plus you've got like different things going on your stories, you've got all the different things that adapt better to different platforms. You've got to do something that's suitable for TikTok, something that's suitable for Insta. LinkedIn is a different audience. And of course, you've got Facebook. Before you know it, you start getting into long form on YouTube, short form on YouTube, and everything in between. You can swallow up 8 to 10 pieces of content very, very quickly in order to make sure that you're hitting lots of different audiences for that property, which is the crucial thing.
Has people sort of come with the times with having their properties on social media? Are they more open to it now? Because it's more like we're in a very much of a social media generation, aren't we? We've got TikTok. I know loads of people, like my dad's friends, and they're 50 plus, and they'll go on TikTok, and I'm like, oh my God, you guys are on TikTok and Instagram now. So have you seen more of a trend of people being a bit more open to using social media for their house sales, especially the high end?
Yeah, I think that there's like not really a choice anymore. I think that people have to do it. It's social media is just far more accessible than real life itself. So, if you want to find an agent, go to find them on social media. You're not going to randomly bump into them on the street. You're not going to randomly have their mobile number. So it's an absolute necessity. I used to call it a necessary evil, but it's not really an evil. I think it's just advanced marketing. But then you've got to think about what's the purpose of it. So there's two areas of social media for me. You've got what I would call the kind of slapstick, bottom of the barrel stuff, people just doing stupid shit for likes and videos. And then you've got people who are doing just value content. But the problem is that value content tends to do pretty shit. Like it doesn't do very well because you've got a smaller audience of people who want to find a dream property or they want to, learn something. And then you have somebody who just wants to watch a funny video or someone acting like an idiot, and so you're always going to get the masses of clicks and views on the bottom end of the barrel, and that of
Oh
course
yeah.
attracts the masses, and that's where social media is. So you've got to really, for anyone, you've got to find where you position yourself on that. There's no right or wrong either way, but yeah, that's
But
kind of what it is now.
yeah, because I've noticed that, especially if you have like something really, like as you said, shit content, right? And it gets more, like, especially when you said about one of your contents that went viral about your license, and then you got X amount of views, and then when you're providing content, like for your Dubai, especially, you've been there for about a year and a half now, haven't you? Or how's Dubai going?
Here, I moved here 2 years ago.
Right.
Spent about 6 months just feeling everything out, getting myself settled, got the business sort of formally set up. And then it took about 4 or 5 months just to basically find out how everything works, what the processes were, getting suitable agents into the business, training them correctly, attacking the off-plan market, starting to make big moves in the secondary market now. It's just a process. It took us about 5 or 6 months to really get going. So as much as I've been here about 2 years, the business has been live about probably 14, 15 months. And we're doing some amazing business. I think we did well over £1 million in revenue in sales last month, and that's just
That's
Dubai,
amazing.
which is exceptional. It's very very
Yeah.
good numbers for a team that's only been there 13, 14 months. I would be pressed. I would be very pressed to see if another business has done those sort of numbers in such a short period of time out here in Dubai. I'm very proud of that, to be honest, because quite frankly, it's the trajectory is absolute madness. And we've got a new office opening now in probably about 1 week. It'll be fully open for our staff,
Wow.
and then we'll do a grand opening at the end. That's going to be a sort of 6,000 square foot office for the brokers here, and we'll open another one at the end of the year. I'm going for the top 4 or 5 brokerages here. That's what
Mm.
my plan is within sort of, I'd say, 3 to 5 years. I want us to be in the top three.
Yeah.
And of course, we're an international brand, which does help us get a lot of listings here because there are a lot of UK clients out here. And when they know that we're marketing not just to the Dubai market, but to the UK one as well, it's helping us win a lot of business. And that's what our sort of USP is really.
How did you find a brilliant team around you? Because I've watched as well, because I know you have a business model which is based on like the Australian and American business model. Is that implemented over there in Dubai? But how also, because I know it's going to have to be money driven because of the commissions, about 50% from what your video was. How do you find the right people? Do they just come to you and they're money hungry? How do you keep them motivated? Or how do you have the right people around you? Because you've done so well in the UK and you're blossoming over in Dubai. For you to scale that quickly in like 14 to 16 months, as you just said, you've done incredible. Like how?
I think that the one thing I'm extremely kind of dialed in on is how black and white I am with the process. I can sniff out somebody who's going to be a waste of time in our business within about a couple of days because for me, 99% of people don't like doing the hard work. They don't like doing the phone calls. They don't like doing the follow ups. They don't like being told no. They don't like a deal falling out of bed. They haven't got much character. And so, what we're really looking for when we're recruiting is not somebody who just does well in an interview. We're looking for that substance from somebody where they are resilient, they're persistent, they're hardworking, they want to learn, they're education driven, they want to get better, they have some serious reasons why they're doing this job. You don't take a commission only job unless you have a serious reason why you want to earn some serious money. And if I get people, and the problem is Dubai is clouded with people who just want to try real estate and dip their toe in the water. And I sniff them out very fast and I fire them very, very quickly because I don't like them. I don't like having them around me. I make it very public. You know, there'll be people in our business where if they are dialed in and they are giving it 100%, I will give them 100%. If I see that they are just excuse makers, they're not turning up, not doing what they should, they know their time's numbered. I won't even say hello to them if I see them. I'm very black and white with it.
Well, that's how you have to be, though, isn't it? Because it can poison the whole team. One bad apple can
One
poison the
bad
whole
apple,
lot.
that's it. Exactly.
Yeah,
I'm a
yeah,
real firm believer of that as well. I
yeah,
really am. I've seen it firsthand. I've been there in offices where you get like that negative person and they say, oh, the market's bad, or you're never going to do anything in this area because this agent's done this. Like, shut the fuck up, honestly. Like, don't tell me what my limitations are. Like, don't ever
yeah.
tell me what my limitations are. I remember staying in one office I joined when I was an agent, and I said, you might all live by these rules. I will look around a table of like, I think it was 8 brokers around this table, and they had about 2 listings on in the last month. I said, this is the shittest office I've ever seen. I said, you are so bad at this job. I said, honestly, you should find other jobs. Like, this is not for you. Like, you watch what I do in the next month. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I heard it all before. I did like 16 listings in my first month, 22 in my second. By month 4, I was earning like 15, 18, 20,000 pound onwards a month. And this was all from just prospecting, door knocking, following up, aggressive approach. And then the minute they made me manager, I had everyone around the table. I said, well, I've got an announcement. They made me a senior for this business. And the next bit of news is that you're all fucking fired. You can all go. And that's it. And I fired about 8 people in one day. And it was just me and the administrator. Just how it
Good.
is. I can't
That's
stand
good.
them.
Well, because it can ruin everything, innit? So you need
Yeah,
to keep it level.
they're
You
just
do.
losers. Like, just
Mm,
losers. Like, I just can't stand losers. I don't mind people who haven't made it yet, but I
mhm.
want people to be trying to do something. I need that bite. I need to be around people who are trying to do better. And whether they've got £10 in their bank or 10 million quid, I need to see that fire. I need to see that that kind of bite in them. And if I see that, I can be friends with them. I can do business with them. I can work with them. Everything, you know.
Yeah, it's not more of like a ride or die situation in my
Yes,
head. It has to be because you're all meant to be break
absolutely.
bread together. You wouldn't want to be sitting on the table and they're not putting their weight, would you?
No, I can't stand it. I just can't. I can't even have friends like that. I don't even care if we're not doing business. Like, if we're just like sat around and, you know, don't be wrong. I'm a moaner. I moan about stuff. But like, but the thing is that I'm not like one of these blindly positive people. I'm quite a realist. But
Mm.
like, but everything in my actions is very, very positive. So even if I'm having a moan about something, or I'm, you know, drawing attention to something, it's usually to find a solution for it, to find a way to overcome it. And I just can't stand people who are excuse makers, you know.
That's what I noticed. They're quite draining. But with that, in Dubai, have you noticed there's a because you've got the business in UK and in Dubai, I take it they have the same level of training? Because I know you're going into training, aren't you, for your students? How
Yeah,
does
yeah.
that
So I'll
work?
train everybody 2 to 3 times a week on live sessions. They have about 80, 90 plus training videos that are created in every different bite-sized element of real estate, whether that's prospecting for new business, carrying out market appraisals, holding your fees, negotiating your sales, selling investment off-plan to buyers, registering buyers properly, qualifying them, asking them for referrals, booking listings through buyers, prospecting, door knocking, overcoming objections, you name it, it's in there. And we'll still revisit each subject, and we'll be doing it 2, 3 times a week. I love the training side of it because I know that what I'm giving people is a blueprint that works. It's not like I'm some random guy that is telling you how to do something and I haven't done it myself. I've said in, like, you know, seminars with my entire business, like, with all due respect, if you all revolted and left now, the business will still turn over £1 million because I'll do it myself. I know how to do it. So I'm not worried. Like, you either take on board what I'm teaching, well, don't. And if you do, you'll make a lot of money. And there's a lot of people making a lot of money. And that's all it is. It's very black and white for me. And I think when you implement it, because like with anything, in property and sales, in business, everyone's done the courses, everyone's been on seminars, everyone's done it all. And then there's still, after all the learning's done, all the courses are paid for, there's still going to only be a small percentage of people that will ever implement it because they are scared. Most people are scared of rejection, scared of being told no, scared it's not going to work out. Anxiety clouds their vision, procrastination kills their action. That's just how people are. They are born in fear. Most people live in fear of things that haven't even happened to them.
Oh, I
This
love
might go wrong.
rejection. Love
Yeah,
it.
well,
I'm just
you
like,
have to have it. It's
you got
necessary. It is
it.
necessary. It is
You got
necessary.
to. I'm like, yep, okay, another rejection. I'll go for like 10 rejections when I was doing my service accommodation. I'm like, right, can't be that bad. But you're going to get it. But I know every no that I was getting is going to be a closer to a yes.
And also, it's a learning process. It's a little bit like
Massively.
because this is a cliche as well. If you wanted to train the best real estate agents in objection handling, would you make them A, close it on the first time they ever do a sales pitch? Or would you put them through hundreds of rejections so that their objection handling gets better? Going to be number two. It's going to be B every time. You can't get better at handling objections unless you're handling loads of objections. Just the same as you can't get better at listing unless you lose some listings, unless you get beaten to the punch by another agent, you don't hold your fee, you don't close the owner, you're never going to learn. You're never going to get better. And so that is what life is. That's not even real estate. That is what life is. I think that you don't get slapped across the face a few times. How are you going to fucking learn anything? And that's what I think most people they're afraid. So that's the funny thing is that they're afraid of it, but it's the only necessary way of progressing. So I don't know what they're afraid of because they're not going to be any worse than where they are now.
They're
You know,
probably afraid of their own shadow, to be honest with you, Tyron. Those are people are.
a lot of them are
They
definitely,
are,
definitely.
100%. So, with the taxes in UK, what's your opinion about it compared to Dubai? Because you've been in the UK and you've been in Dubai. How do you
Taxes in
feel?
the UK are the biggest scam I have ever seen, and quite frankly, it is one of the worst approaches I've ever seen to retaining a healthy economy in my life. Some of the greatest business people come from the UK and are being driven out. One millionaire is leaving the UK every 45 minutes. Every 45 minutes, they are liquidating companies. My tax specialist in the UK has said he is dealing with more liquidations now than ever in his 35 years of being an accountant stroke tax specialist. Liquidations left, right, and centre. Everyone's wrapping it up, closing the doors, shutting the shutters down, and going.
Is that because of
That
the
is,
corporation tax that's
yeah,
gone
it's
up as well as the
crazy.
stamp
And then you've
duty as
got
well?
capital gains tax,
Gains tax.
inheritance tax, stamp duty, you name it, you're getting slammed on it. And that was the thing for me. It was like, I got backed into a corner where I was paying, 100, £200,000 bills a quarter. And certainly a year we were doing some big ones on the corporation and just got sick of it. I thought, what am I doing this for? You're making me fall out of love with my own business that I've worked my art off to build out of nothing. What are we doing this for? So that put a very, very sort of sour taste in my mouth. And I was coming on holiday to Dubai like 3 times a year. And I just thought, what a natural expansion that would be. They've already got a commission only kind of structure here. You're making money on both ends in the buyer and the seller. So there's more commission at stake. There's a lot more money flying around. Um, the UK, there is a process. We're growing still and expanding in the UK. It's a very, very good business for us. But the trajectory of Dubai is a world economy. The world is pivoting around the UAE. And if people
Yeah,
ignore it, then they're stupid. It's so accessible to every country.
absolutely.
And when you think about the tax benefits, it is mental not to have property here, not to be investing here, not to be moving your business over here. Whatever it is, if you are entrepreneurial, business driven, you must have some serious interest in Dubai. Very simple. I don't care if you live in the UK or not, you must. But now they're bringing in these laws where if you spend more than 6 weeks in the UK, then you're liable for all of the tax laws on your entire income. So they're basically copying the America. That's what they're doing. They're copying America.
Yeah.
So that's gonna keep people out now. You see, that's gonna keep people out.
This is just like a no-end situation because I'm flying out to Saudi in May,
Oh,
off
nice.
to Riyadh. So I'm looking at stuff there. The Saudi's just as good. Oman's good. They're
Yeah,
quite close. Abu Dhabi. So I just wanted to see what's about because I love Dubai. I really do love
yeah.
Dubai.
Dubai is
Um,
great. It's very, very healthy because you've got like huge townhouse communities being built. People are getting a lot more bang for their buck on properties. So you're getting a 3,500 square foot house for like 500,000 pounds. It's just unheard of in the UK. And you're in a community which is completely secure. You don't even have to lock your door. Kids can play in the street. They ain't going to get fucking kidnapped. Women can go and walk their dogs at 12 o'clock at night and they're not going to get attacked. There is a lot of benefits. There's no knife crime. There's no, of course, Dubai is going to have little bits of crime going around, but it's nothing compared to
like
what
the
the
UK.
UK is. Yeah, it's just not. It's very, very different. And I'm not anti UK. I love the UK. I'm very sad about the state of affairs, and I'm waiting with bated breath for the improvement. I'm not an anti UK person. I love the UK. That's where I'm from. That's where I was born. It's just that you're making it impossible for people like me. Impossible is the word.
They are. It's like what Andrew Tate has said, and I've watched his YouTube video when he was with PBD. He was on his channel, and he said that UK has fallen. It's the most unsafest it's ever been. Childcare is so expensive. You better not even have a child because it's going to cost you what? One child can cost you £1,000 a month. Let alone gas and electric has gone up. This doesn't make sense. Like everything that you get, inflation. It completely. There's no point of living. You're only
Oh,
literally
100%.
existing. You're only existing in the UK. Definitely.
The quickest way to kill someone's ambition is to keep taking money off them at source. That's the quickest way.
Yeah, to tax them left, right, and centre. We might as well get taxed for breathing as well.
Well, they're not far off, are they? I think oxygen tax will probably come in soon. Yeah.
Oh, but yeah, Well, they're trying to do that with the cows, with the methane, aren't they? With
Oh
Bova.
God.
So I'm like, right, this is it's unreal. But do any of your clients use cryptocurrency to buy real estate in Dubai?
Yes, so a lot of developers and some homeowners are taking crypto as currency for payment now. We've sold a couple to some crypto millionaires that have invested in a lot of property. So invested in a lot of property. So yeah, it's 100%. Not every developer takes it, but a lot of people are, and now they are building the systems where you can actually make payments through crypto in the UAE. So it's actually going to be a proper like banking system soon.
Yeah, because the blockchain's over in Dubai. Because when I went
Mm,
to a crypto networking event there, it was really interesting because one of the lads that I met out there, he does blockchain. And I thought that was astounding,
yeah.
like doing the whole blockchain because that all runs with the Bitcoin and everything else. And I thought, this is just the way forward. It
Mm.
is the way. Cryptocurrency, I mean, we're going as a cashless society as it is, but
Mm,
we
mm.
need to get decentralised for sure, really.
Yeah, I think like I like money, I like money. I don't like the idea of crypto, but I'll go with whatever it is. If it means you've got to have X amount of Bitcoin to be rich, then I'll get X amount of Bitcoin. But like, it's you know, it's more just the fact that it's forcing people into this stuff. There's solution providing for people who are getting slammed on tax. So that's just how it is, or how it originated in the first place.
What do you do every day now that you're in Dubai? What does your day look like, Tyron?
I would say so. I'm in the gym first thing in the morning for about 2 hours. I'll do about half hour semi-intense cardio. I'll do an hour and a half of weights. I will eat a meal before and a meal after training. Then I'll usually each day is different. A lot of operational meetings might happen for me Monday, Tuesday. Wednesday, I tend to have it. It can vary. It can be training sessions. I'll do 2 to 3 training sessions a week with people. I'll be calling the sort of senior people within the business to kind of check in with meetings on what's going on there. I'll help with regards to sort of just I am actually on hand for a lot of brokers in the business. If they have something they're trying to overcome, they just shoot me a voice note or get on a quick call and I'll talk them through a process. I'm very hands on. I enjoy real estate brokering, but I'm not brokering anymore. So I like to kind of help and be involved. Thursday, which is today, is actually my quieter day. So I'll usually sit somewhere like this and just have a bit of lunch at a beach club and just relax. And then this Friday, I've got to pick my car up. I've got 3 meetings. And yeah, so towards the end of the week, I'm not as busy, but like the first 3 days is manic.
Do you have a better standard of living over there now, but you're in Dubai compared to when you was running a business in the UK, for example? Do you feel more
Yeah,
relaxed, or is it
a
still
hun-
like the stress level? Like, what's it like? What's the difference?
it's 100% a better quality of life. So for example, you pay the same money to have go and eat in a restaurant in Mayfair. That same restaurant in Dubai will be 5 times better. The service will be better. The food will be better. The views will be better. The people will be better. It's just like one of those things where you're paying. It's not cheap to live here. That's the other thing. Don't get me wrong. You can still do cost-effective things. The family can do cost-effective things, but the reality is you do need to be on a certain level of income to actually enjoy Dubai. I mean, if you've got a family, like you need to spend £20,000 a year just on school fees, because every school's privately owned. So there's all of these things you have to take into account. To rent a decent, even a one-bed apartment for someone, you're paying £2,000 a month. But the facilities are, you've got a swimming pool, you've got a gym, you've got a concierge, you've got parking. I was paying rent in Chelsea like £6,000 a month. I was paying. I had to pay extra for an extra car parking space. It's just an absolute liberty.
So this is going to be our closing chapter. So we spoke about Dubai, England taxis and everything, cryptocurrency as well, and a typical day like for you. And what do we think about with AI? Because we did speak previously before before it was all set. So AI. So with Portugal having their first AI real estate agent, which generated £100 million in sales. How do you think? Where's that going to go? I mean, are we scared? Do we see this
No,
happening in
not
Dubai?
really. I think that what it will prove is that AI can accelerate and smooth processes, which is what it's doing in all industry sectors anyway. The reality is that the average human being is are mostly terrible at their job. So there is massive room for automation, for artificial intelligence. There's so much room for it because human beings have set the standards so low that how are they going to hold their job? So if there's an AI way of generating 100 million in sales, I'm all in. That's it. So I'll get them. I'll get a few of them on the sales floor. But I think that good agents will be using it to utilize their businesses, whereas bad ones will get replaced by them. That's my prediction.
So how would you stop people? Well, some of your agents, how would they stop being replaced? So what would they need to do by not
I
being
think they've
replaced?
got to they've got to have the personal connections with their clients. So if you deliver serious value to people where they want you to sell their houses, they want to invest in their property with you, you're never getting replaced by a robot. It can't happen. But if you are talking about old generated leads, new business, then a robot can outwork you 100%. So I feel like for new business, it will muscle its way in. But for people that make sure they are doing business on a personal level with people that actually are effectively dialed into them, they've got nothing to worry about. Most people can't generate those relationships anyway. That's why so many people fail in real estate. I think it's got like a 95% failure rate anyway.
It's all about building relationships and connections, isn't it? Realistically,
Absolutely.
it is.
Absolutely. You can't get replaced by a robot if you know the person personally and they
No.
trust you and everything that you're doing.
Well, at least it will help all the admin for you guys, wouldn't it?
Yeah,
And
that'd be
me.
nice. Yeah.
Get an AI. That would
Yeah,
streamline my spreadsheets quite nicely, especially with my
absolutely.
expenses. That's the only benefit. Right,
Yeah, definitely.
thank you so much for coming on for
My pleasure.
Hustle to Heroes. I really do appreciate it. And yeah, I wish you all the best for Dubai. And long may
No
you
worries.
continue reigning it, the real king, the real
Yeah,
estate king.
no worries. Well, look, I really appreciate your time. Good luck with your podcast, and I'll look forward
Thank
to seeing
you.
this episode.
Thank you.
Okay, take care.
Bye.
Bye bye.